I'm Sharon Tennant, and we're creating a vlog called Help for the Help. Today, I'm going to talk about different types of inexpensive items that will help you as a caregiver. Did you know that spouses make up the largest group of caregivers, and then it falls on other family members? I got custody of my father about 3 years ago, and then COVID hit, and I had very little resources to go to, but I found that Dollar Tree was one of my places to go to, and I found things like bells, especially at Christmas time. You can put on the doorknob so you know when he leaves his bedroom. But I would change the bells out about every month because you become desensitized. You start saying, oh, it's just the bells. He bumped the door. The door alarms. I got these, and they're also for windows. I got this at Dollar Tree, and you just connect. That's the sound it makes if they open the front door or back door to go outside. We also got puzzles. Puzzles would keep his mind busy, and I used to know how to get this apart, and we played with it all last night. Anyhow, they sell these at Dollar Tree. They have coloring books. You don't want to get the coloring books with the color pencils. That's too small for them. Get just regular coloring books. Find a character they'll like, and you'll find that most time older people, they do want to go back. They do like to color, and it kind of helps keep their mind strengthened, helps them to focus. I also have a little book, and scissors where later on I get Daddy to cut out some of the patterns. So all of this can be found at Dollar Tree for $1.25 now. When my father came to live with me, he was at the beginning stages of dementia, and I began gathering pictures, old photographs when he was a little boy and with his mom and with his sister. And I created this book. It's done through Snapfish. This was in 2018, and it says The Adventures with Granddaddy Who. My children couldn't say Hoover, so they always called him Granddaddy Who. And I made this book. Here's him when he was really little. Here he is playing with one of his grandsons, and he loved his grandchildren and great-grandchildren. He would always get out there and play with them. He loved animals, and he loved this book. He could just sit down and go through it, and I would hang collages on the wall and set up special pictures. That's important. And if your grandparent has Alzheimer's, that helps them remember. If you can take a photo album, create a photo album, and then this would be her children, but have one page dedicated to each child. And this helps with memory if you show them that and talk to them, at least in the very beginning and more so in the middle. So I highly suggest that. Now, I do want to tell you that as people get older, their health begins to decline. You may have to take special notice of their vision and hearing. And we're going to talk about skin. That is extremely important. One of the things I started doing, let me find it here, bigger print, larger print. I know many have glasses. You still need larger print. My father played solitaire a lot, so I'd buy these great big old playing cards, and you can order them online, and that was a Christmas edition. And for hearing loss, we didn't run to get hearing aids because he kept getting wax impacted in his ears, and I'd have to put drops in his ears every day or every other day. And what we found was one of those cheap little hearing aids like Miracle Ear or something at the Walmart. That helped him, but he also learned how to cut it off when he didn't want to hear us talking anymore. Skin. I want to talk about the skin. It's very, very important that you protect their skin as it thins. It will begin to tear. This is where infections come in. We will hit on this again. They need protein to keep skin healthy. They need, this is one of this Rough and Bumpy skin cream. A dermatologist recommended it, and I got it for Daddy. And within 2 weeks, his skin was so much better. It helped with the redness. It's hard to get. At Walmart, I found the last 2 jars. If you get on Amazon, it'll say, we have 2 in stock. There's all kinds of products, but this seems to work the best for older people. At least it did for my father. He also, when we first brought him in, we got a hospital bed, a used hospital bed, which he played with the switches. We got a rail, but the rail did not help. He got tangled up in the rail. We had to take the rail down. Most of this is through learning. But these little pee pads that everybody says, oh, I can get 100 for about $10, they knot up and they can cause bed sores and irritate the skin. You really don't want these. They don't necessarily protect the bed, because if they toss and turn, you end up, they don't help keep it dry. So I use these. They're cloth pads. Make sure you have 3. My suggestion on all of this is go ahead, if you know it's coming, go ahead and start preparing. You'll need at least 3. 1 on the bed, 1 folded up, and 1 might be in the washer. But that was the best thing to protect the bed. And we had a bed alarm. Now I got this at Walmart. Here's the bad part. I put the bed alarm on his bed way too soon, and Daddy learned how to unplug it. So you may want to save this a little bit further down the road, but get you one. You know that you need to get one. Okay. I also wanted to tell you that right now there are over 43 million elderly people, that's 65 and older. By 2060, they are saying that, and this is from the census, that it will double, that there will be over 92 million. A lot of the nursing homes are not staying open, and a lot can't afford the nursing homes, and a lot of people have not prepared. If you think, oh, Medicare will take care of everything, that is not the case. Most families take in the elderly parents and grandparents or aunts and uncles. So go ahead and start preparing a little bit to make your life easier. It has been a difficult learning process, and that's why I want to do this vlog, is to show you some of the things that we've learned in this trial and error. Now, Daddy didn't have a cell phone. He could not use technology at all, but my mother-in-law, I picked her up one of these. Is what you put your passport in. She would put her cell phone, put it in the big pocket, put tissue. She just loved this, and she'd have it beside her bed. We're going to talk about the rollator. In just a minute, I'm going to show you the rollator and why you should go ahead. If you were using the walker where you just have to lift and walk, you need to go ahead and get them swapped over to a rollator, and I'm going to show you why. This is a rollator. The reason I'm suggesting you go ahead and get the elderly used to this is easy to pack and unpack. It has a seat. They can stop and rest. So when they go out shopping or sightseeing, it has where you can put your pocketbook, your stuff, extra clothes. But here's the big thing. It's easier to manipulate, but the reason you want to start them younger is so that they're used to using the hand brakes. If you wait too long, they don't remember to use these little hand brakes. And my mother, I started too late showing her how to use one of these, and she got going faster and faster and faster at the Walmart. And so I'm suggesting you go ahead and get one. Now, this was actually given to us from the Northwest Georgia Aging Agency. And there are many agencies, aging agencies, that you can call and you can get. We got a wonderful wheelchair. It's very lightweight, holds up to 300 pounds. easy to pack. They helped us get all kinds of things, some Depends. The Depends, most of the elderly will become incontinent, and I want you to know that when that happens, now they don't have to or need to take a bath every night. This goes on the skincare, but you do have to clean them up. Took my father a year or two before he let me clean him and bathe him. But I just did the best I could, and he, you have to get the smell of urine off and to protect his skin down there. So try to find a good rollator. Please feel free to offer wisdom, advice, send in any questions or responses. The only thing I ask is that you stick to this particular topic with this video. I plan to do other topics. So if you have found some great inexpensive items or agencies, go ahead and comment and send them in. There are a lot of agencies out there, and one of my shows is going to be designated toward what all is out there that you can find and who can help. None of them can help with everything, and not everything works. Next week's topic is going to be nutrition versus malnutrition, food preparation, behavior. It's called consumption behavior. And as people get older or they become sicker, they want to eat less and less, and there are some tricks to help get them to eat. There are some things you should not do or should do, and we'll talk about that next week. But I thank you for listening, for watching, and I hope I've helped you caregivers out there. Thank you. I think I'm going to end every segment with a Granddaddy Who story, because family and friends have loved hearing Granddaddy Who stories over the years. In the Snapfish book I showed you, he loved playing with his eldest great-grandson, Joe. And Joe had planted some watermelon seeds in our backyard. And Daddy drove up to the Ingalls and found the biggest watermelon he could find, and he put it in the patch. And Joe found it the next day when he and Daddy were out walking. And Joe's like, oh, it's a magical watermelon. Unfortunately, I had to break the news to him, but Daddy wouldn't let me while he was around.